So welcome everyone in today's class. And in today's class, we will be covering topics functions in Python and types of function based on declaration in Python. So everyone, is it visible to everyone?
Yes,
So actually, I previously discussed functions. So I am giving you some. I'm repeating this, and we will be covering basics of functions. So what was function basically? A function is a block of code that is used to perform a specific task. So function provide higher degree of code reusing. So what is a function? Function is a block of code that is used to perform a specific task. So if we have some specific task, we create function and we use function to perform that task. So this is the property of function used for creating reusable code. And I told you while using function we have two parts. First was declaration. So declaration is nothing but writing the function. It is definition of function. So while defining function, we used keyword def and then function name and arguments that we want to pass inside of our function and the body that will be inside our function. So this is the basic syntax of any function in Python. First is def. This is a keyword. You must write def first, and then you need to write function name and arguments, and then body. So second part is when you declare a function, we need to call the function to perform the task. So calling is very simple. To call the function, we pass the argument on the function name. So first you need to write function name and then you need to pass the arguments. So I given you some examples of function in previous class, and now we are proceeding to types of function based on declaration. Is it clear to everyone?
yes, sir.
So types of functions based on declaration. So what this name suggests, this name basically this is telling you that based on declaration you can create different type of function. So function declaration was what? Function declaration is this, means syntax of function. Okay, so based on declaration types we can define different types of functions. So first is functions without arguments and return type. So you saw that we have some arguments that we pass in the function. So arguments is not necessary. You can either use the argument or you can skip. So based on the argument type, either you can use the argument or you can not use the argument. So first, in the first case, I am giving you the example of function that will have no any argument and no return type. So every function has two things. First is arguments that we pass inside the function, and there is a return type. Okay, return means some function returns something. Suppose we are writing a function to calculate area, then that function will return the area. So not every function has return type. So in the first case, we have a function that will have no argument and no return type. So this is called simplest type of function. Okay. So so the syntax of this function will be def, function name, and body. So you can see that we are not passing any argument inside the function. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So and inside the function body we are doing nothing, but it is very simple. We are doing print welcome to read my course. So it is not returning anything. It will only print welcome to read my course on the screen, and it will not return any value to the caller. Caller is someone who calls the function. Okay. So this is the simplest type of function that has no any argument and no return type. Second, it functions without arguments and with return type. Okay, so the name suggests without arguments, so we will not have any arguments inside the function, but we will have return type. So suppose that we have def get country name, so we are writing a function to get the country name, and we will return, suppose that we are returning India. So it will return whenever you call the function, it will return you the value India. Okay, and you can see that we are not passing any argument. So this is an example of function without arguments and with return type. And return type is what? String, and we are returning what? In this case, we are returning India. So is this clear to everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So third type is functions with arguments and no return type. So in this case, we will have the function with arguments and no return type. I will give you the example of this because we don't have space here. So I'm just giving you the examples of different type of function. So next will be what? Functions with arguments and with return type. Okay. So in this previous case, we have always, in this case, we have, so actually, we need to write here and no return type. Okay. So we saw that we have four types of function. First was without argument and no return type. Next was without argument and with return type. And third is function with arguments and no return type, and functions with arguments and with return type. So we will be using one by one this type of function. So suppose that in first case we have functions with, we had what? Functions without arguments and no return type. So we will be defining function if, so getting message in, welcome to read my course. Okay, so this is a very simple method. Method is also used for a function, so you can either call it function or a method. So this is a very simple function or method. It is doing nothing. It is not taking any argument, and it is not returning any value. It is just simply printing welcome to read my course on the screen. So this is the example of function without argument and no return type. So we need to call this, so greeting message. So it will not take any argument. You can see that we are not passing any argument. And when you run this program, it will simply print welcome to read my course. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so in the next type, we will have functions without arguments and with return type. Okay, so I given you the example of simple function def, uh, saw country name, and it will return nothing but India. So when you call this function, it will give you the value India. So So country name, yeah, or you can write get country name. Okay. So we are defining. You can see that this function is of type without arguments. So why it is without arguments? Because it is not taking any arguments in the declaration, and with return type. Why? Because it is returning India, and return type is what? If I ask you what is the return type of this function, what is the return type of this function? Can anyone give me the answer?
String.
Yeah, it is returning a string. So if this function is returning a string, so only we can store the string variable. We can store this return type of this method in a string variable. Suppose that we have a country name is equal to get country name. So we are calling this function and we are printing print country name. Now you can see that when you call this function, it will return you what? India, and our country name will be what? India. So it will print what? India. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, you can write a method there, get state name. Okay, get state name, and we are returning here return Noida. So you can get the state name. So you can write here state name is equal to get state name, and you can print get state name. Okay. Okay, sorry. Here we need to write a statement. So it is printing what? Noida. So these all are the function having without function with return type and without arguments. So next type of function will be what? Next type of function will be what?
No return type.
Function with arguments and no return type. So function with arguments and no return type. I am giving you the example of, suppose that we want to calculate and so first we need to write def calculate and print sum. Okay, so we are passing here first number and second number, and it is, so sum will be what? First number plus second number, or we need to write here result sum. So we are writing a result sum, and then we are writing print result sum. So now you can see that in this method we have arguments. Okay, and what are the arguments in this function? These two are arguments.
First name and second number.
So we have first number and second number as the arguments, and we are not returning anything. So if function will return anything, then it will have return keyword. You can see that we don't have here return, so it is returning nothing. So when you call this function, first you need to write these arguments. If you not pass these arguments, so function will give errors. Suppose that we have writing here calculate and print sum only. So it will give you error. It is giving you error, type error, missing two required arguments. You can see that what it is saying, missing two required positional argument. So first you need to write first number and second number. Suppose that I am defining here first number as a is equal to n and second number is equal to b and is equal to 12. So I am passing here a and b. Now it will print what? 22. Is this clear to everyone?
Sir.
Now this is the third type. Now fourth type is function with arguments and with return type. So next type of function is function with arguments and with return type. So first we are writing a div calculate area and we are passing here. Suppose that we want to get the area of the triangle. So what we need to pass? Not area of the triangle. We are calculate area of rectangle. Calculate area of rectangle. So we need to pass here length and breadth. So we need to pass here length and breadth, and it will return you what? Suppose that first we are calculating area. So area will be what? Length star width, and it will return you area. Return area. So when you call this function, you need to pass these two arguments. Okay, and it will return you area. So suppose that I am passing L is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20, and our area is equal to, suppose that we are writing here result is equal to calculate area of rectangle. Suppose that we are not passing here anything, what will happen? It will give you error, missing two positional arguments, because this method is expecting two arguments, first is length and second is breadth. So calculate area of rectangle, we need to pass length and breadth. So first I am passing L, then I am passing B. Now it will give you. So we are not printing anything. So print result. It is printing what? 200. So you can see that first how this function will be evaluated. First it will call this method and L will be assigned to length. So in this case length will be what? Length will be 10 and breadth will be 10.
20.
Okay. Sorry, 20. So length will be 10 and breadth will be 20. Then area will be calculated and area will be equivalent of what? 10 star 20. That will be equal to 200 and it will return you area. So it will return what? It will return you 200. It will return you what? 200. So this is the flow of the program. It is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So we saw all four types of functions, and I given you the example of all the type of function. So if you have any doubt in these previous examples, you can ask me. Have you any doubt? No. So yeah, I mean function parameters. So I am going to the topic function parameters. So function parameters are what? Def function name, and then we write function parameters. So I am writing here parameters. So these will be the function parameters, and it will return something. First it will calculate something. Function will calculate something, and then it will return you something. So this is a general type of function. Now you can see that we have parameters in the function. Suppose that I am writing a function def same example. I'm taking the same example, def calculate area. So I have a function def calculate area, and I am erasing this. So now you can see that when we call the function, we need to pass this. What are the parameters in? Sorry. So what are the parameters in this function? Can anyone tell me?
Length and breadth.
Length and parameters. Parameters are what? Length and breadth. So when you pass the parameter inside the function, you can see that how we call this. We call this L is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. So it automatically assign the value of L to length and the value of B to breadth. Suppose that you are writing like calculate area, and there is a different way of passing the arguments inside the function. So first was this. So in this case assignment is done automatically, and in this case you can write like this: breadth is equal to b, and length is equal to 10. So the output will be same in both cases. You can write like this: print result, and you can also write here print result. So in this both case it will print 10, 20, 200. So what it is telling? Okay. So in both case we have 200. So the first case assignment done automatically, and in the second case the means parameter assignment done automatically. In second case we are explicitly telling that breadth value is 10, breadth value is 20, and length value is 10. Or you can write here L. There is no any problem. Output will be same. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear, everyone? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So this example is clear to everyone. What here we are doing what? This is basically implicit type of parameter passing, and these are explicitly parameter passing. So you can use these two types of parameter passing. There is no any problem. Both will give you the same result. Now in the second case, yeah, actually we are learning function parameters. So now we have function parameters. Next we will be learning function parameter with star and double star as parameters. Now you can see that in this example I am giving you the function that will use a star as a argument. So def calculate sum, and we are writing here star numbers, and I am calculating print sum of numbers and the so you can see that it is clear. My voice is coming to you. Am I audible to everyone? Actually, I am getting very few reply. That's why I am asking you. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So, okay, you can mute now. So in this case, we have function parameters type. In this case, we will pass the function with parameters star, and first I am giving you the example of function with parameter as star. So this is the basic syntax. You need to write star and then variable name. Okay, and I will give you another example that will have double star as parameters. So you can, in this case, you can see that we have def calculate sum, and we are passing here star number. So this tells that star number is basically equivalent of, you can pass any number of value. Okay, so you can pass here any number of parameters. So you can pass here parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3. So star number says that you can pass any number of parameters in this function, and if in this case you can see that I am passing 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will be the syntax of passing the parameters? You need to write parameters 1, parameter means you need to write like this: first parameter 1, then second parameter 2, parameter 3, and these parameters should be separated by comma. So this type of parameter is equivalent of passing the value like this. So you can see that we are doing what? We are writing a simple function to calculate sum, and we are passing here numbers and star numbers as arguments. So it is telling that we can pass any number of arguments, and we are calculating result is equal to sum of numbers. So all the numbers, we will have all the numbers and we will calculate the sum of it. So this is the beauty of Python. This program is really very simple. We are just passing the argument and returning sum of numbers. So this function was also written like this. You can see that it's a very simple program and doing a lots of work. So you can see that in this case it will return what? 10. So is this clear to everyone, or you have any doubt? Not this function. You can, yeah. Please ask if you have any doubt. You can call the function like this: 1, 2, 3. It will print 6. Print calculate sum, and suppose that we have list. Yeah, or scores. Scores is equal to now you can see that it will what will be the output in this case. Suppose that we are passing here scores 1 2 3 4 and I am commenting this. It will give you error. Why? So suppose that I am writing this like this. Now in this case, you can't pass any it is telling me that you can pass any number of arguments. You can pass 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, or you can pass 1 2 3 4 5, but you can't pass the arguments like this. Suppose that I've created scores is equal to 1 2 3 4 and we are passing here scores. So this is equivalent of this, but it is different thing. It is a what? It is a what? It is a tuple. Is this clear to everyone? It is what? It is a tuple, and if you are passing a tuple in this function, so it is telling that, so your function is taking the argument, so it is telling that your function is taking only one argument. So your if you are doing this, so your function definition should be like this. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So you can't do like this. I'm giving you 1 minute. If you have any doubt, please ask. If you ask, then things will be clear. I don't want that only I teach here and you don't ask me anything. If you have any doubt, please ask. Have you any doubt? So should I continue?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
What is difference between the print function and the return function?
Actually, print function basically does what? Print function print anything you return inside it on the screen. But return statement is different thing. Return statement is uh, telling that this function will return the value to the caller. Suppose that in this case the caller is what? Suppose that you can see that the caller is result. Result is calling this function. So if you are writing a return, the return statement will return the value of area to the caller. So it will assign the value of area to the result value. So if you print result, then you will get what? The value of area. So these two are different. Return is nothing but it is returning the value, and print is a method that prints something on the screen. Okay.
Okay, sir. I cleared.
So now if you have any doubt, you can ask me, or I will give you more example of function. I will write some complex function. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me, or we will move to the some complexity, some complex program. So suppose that we have employee. We have employee is equal to a salary and age is 20. Now suppose that we have a dictionary that is employee, and the values keys are name, salary and age, and the values are puja 10,000 and 20. So Suppose that I am writing a function def get empl get employee name. Now it should return what? So get employee name. So how will you get the employee name? Employee, then what? Then def get employee salary. Employee salary. So it should return what?
Salary.
It should return employee, then salary. Yeah.
Sir,
Ask
can we
Vikas.
write void? Sir, can we write void in the place of return?
No. There is no keyword in keyword void in function in Python. Suppose that we are writing here get employee name and return void. It will give you error. So suppose that I am. It is not returning any when you call this function. Suppose that I am calling this function get employee salary. It will tell you that void is not defined. Void is not defined because void is not a keyword in the Python. So you cannot write void in case of Python.
Yes, sir.
So I am writing here def get employee salary, and it should return what? Employee. Then I think all of you should answer this question because this is nothing but getting a key from a dictionary. This is a dictionary, and we are getting values from based on keys. So I think all of you should answer, and if you are not giving me the answer, then I think you should practice on Python. So now we are getting get employee name and get employee salary, and next we are writing get employee age. So what should we write here? Return what? Employee and then
Age.
age. Now you can call this function def get employee name, print get employee name. So you will get what? In this case, employee name is what?
Pooja.
Pooja. So it will print Pooja. Similarly, print get employee salary. So it will print what? Employee salary is what? 1 lakh. So it will print 1 lakh. Next, you can call print get employee age. So it will print you 20. You can see that it is printing 20. So this is basically very simple example. So what we are doing here, so the context is we have a dictionary, and suppose that we are storing our employee database in a dictionary. So we have employee name, salary, and age, and we are writing methods. So get employee name, and we are returning employee and name. Suppose that, and get employee salary and get employee age. So now this is basically simply returning the details of the employee. Now we can write function def check. Suppose that uh, we want to increment the salary of employee by 10%. Okay, so we want to increment the salary, by 10%. So we are giving the employee Diwali bonus, and we are incrementing the salary by 10%. So So now we will write def, we write here get employee salary. So we will write a method increment salary. So we are writing an increment salary, and we will write here employee and then salary is equal to what? Employee salary plus we need to give 10% bonus, so we will write 10, so 10 star employee salary and divide by 100. So in by this formula we can give the employee the bonus of 10%. Is this clear to everyone? Now this function is doing nothing more, we are just incrementing the salary, so it will increment the salary. So now suppose that in the first case it will give you the get employee salary, and now we are calling this function again, def get employee salary. Now it should print what? So we are writing employee salary is equal to employee salary plus 10 into employee salary divided by 1000, and we are calling here get employee salary. And so okay, we didn't call this method. First we need to call the increment method. So first we need to call this method, and then first we are doing, now you can see that these part are simple. Basically we are calculating get employee name, get employee salary, get employee age. So this will return you what? Now next we are incrementing the salary by 10%. So we have written a method that will increment the salary. So to increment the salary we need to call the method, so we call the method. Now we are again getting the employee salary, so it will give you first employee salary was 1 lakh, so after 10% increment it should print what? 1 lakh 10,000. So it should print what? You can see that 1 lakh 10,000. So it is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So I am stopping this here, and we will practice on functions again in tomorrow's class, and I'm giving you some example. Actually I told you to create account on HackerRank. So this is a simple collection of Python programs, and you need to practice on this. So type of problem is related with Python if else. So you need to solve this type of, basically because I already taught you if else. Second is arithmetic operators. I think I also taught this arithmetic operator. Second is division. So division is nothing, it is also the part of arithmetic operator. So loops and print, I taught you print. List comprehensions, we didn't go through this. And next is find the runner up score. Then we have nested list, finding the percentage list. So skip this, and first you need to practice up to print function. So I assume that all of you will practice on these 6 topics. First is Python if else, second is arithmetic operator, third is Python division, then loops, print function. So I will teach you list comprehensions, nested lists, and nested list, I think I already taught you. List, I already taught you. Tuple, I already taught you. But these to solve this problem, I will taught you again because I didn't go to go in advance. So basically this will in to solve this problem you need to have command on some of functions related to list. So I will give you the example of them. So first practice up to print. Okay, so everyone, will you practice?
Yes, sir.
So if you have any doubt you can ask me, and we can I will solve in the corresponding class, or I will you can ask in group. Actually we have created a WhatsApp group, so you can ask on that also. So I will give you the solution for that. So have you any doubt in today's class, or we should close the session?
Oh, sir.
So okay, then thank you everyone.